be right back.
I guess that's a volunteer for doing the recap then, Jake?
Probably?
Alright, go ahead.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Hello!
Hello. So, last time, on Way of the Wicked, we arrived at the Horn of Abaddon, a stone spire in the midst of this big forest thing outside of a town. And we're supposed to come into this big spire and find this dude, I think, and get like a disease from him, in the good way, of under the pretense of killing people and not ourselves. So we came in to this place, and I'm moving my camera about like it's supposed to mean something on the recording, but it's not working because Jonas is recording. But anyway, we come into the spire at this bottom place, and then we walk in, and we discovered that there were some boggard tracks, they're like these frog dudes, and they smell bad, and they roar, or croak rather. Anyway, we come in and we're exploring a ways, and we find some stuff that's interesting, like this crystal formation thing and like a boneyard. And found a mushroom farm, and then we found this guy in like a little temple thing, and his name was Zikomo Here's the Father. And he was kind of dancing around, and we convinced him that we were sent from his god Dagon to kind of help him serve us. And he thought that was pretty cool, so he told us that we needed to kill this corrupt leader that thought he was real cool, and so we went and we killed this boggard leader. And then we went back to Zikomo Here's the Father, and he was like, "Now the temple shall be restored." And then he tried to let us in on his harem, and that was kind of weird. So we just said, "You can keep your harem," and then we went out and we went to sleep, and it was a relatively short session-ish as far as stuff accomplished. I didn't miss anything, did I?
I don't think so.
Cool.
Alright, and that's where we start. The party waking up at their campsite outside the Horn, knowing full well, of course, that sleeping outside in the Cape Briar can be dangerous. It is known for its monsters. Tonight, however, their rest is easy. They sleep well. You wake up, and I remember your rations and the like of that. And go ahead. It's a good day, sunny.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess one of our main things was to return, because we've only been at the Boggard's place. We don't really know what else is in there, so we kind of need to speak to a guy, I think.
Did we get the treasure and stuff yet?
No.
So yeah, we should probably do that.
Alright. Well, Zacharias will probably be early up, sort of preparing his spells, walking around the camp and waiting impatiently for the rest of them to wake up.
Azerith should also be rather early up, and probably, for the first 15 minutes, just doing his meditation to get his spells.
Yep, same with Marcus.
Kyron will sleep as long as possible, as always.
No, Cash will wake up and make her potions.
Right.
Alchemist kit.
It is about 3, then.
Okay.
As Kyron continues to sleep.
Well,
I guess he'd be woken up by now.
Oh, alright. Well, you decide when you want to get up, then.
I would have thrown a rock at him after my 15 minutes of meditation.
Send Horace in to sort it out.
Yep. Jason sleeps on top of Kyron.
Damn it! Prestidigitation to pull the dog's tail.
It knows.
It looks around with knowing eyes.
Doesn't just look around, it stares straight at you.
You did this. Maybe
So
create
yeah,
water
Chiron
of
will
a Chiron.
eventually wake up as well. And not look forward to returning to the boggarts, even though he knows that's most likely going to happen.
Zacharias smiles and looks at the party. Well, are you ready to return to our faithful subjects? Hmm?
And your extra faithful lady subjects.
Oh, don't remind me, please. I hope he enjoyed his privilege.
You.
Yeah. Zacharias doesn't look too pleased either, imagining whatever unsavory things would have happened in that tent.
Azerith is kind of just like looking at Zacharias and almost laughing at his displeasure. Almost.
That being done, Zacharias will set off towards the boggart camp again.
And same for Azerith.
Yeah, let's go. Ah, what the hell? Come on, Doc Rock. You can come.
Oh, now he can come, I see.
Well, he's good at staying out of trouble anyway.
I don't think I've said that before, but I like how we actually managed to get Tina to call her dog Darkbug.
I know, it's pretty great.
It is called Horace Darkback the Third.
Yep.
So that's the label.
As you enter here, the boggarts probably still sort of wearing their sort of painted themselves as this grey mush to look like a rock. But as you go, they sort of ease up. Let you pass. They're clearly guards or scouts.
Yeah, Sakurai just moves past them in an imperious fashion. Like, of course they're gonna move aside for him.
You so see if you boggarts doing their business as Sekimura is croaking with two boggarts. You don't really know how, but you get the sense that he's pleased.
Again, you.
Sekimo,
He turns and croaks.
we have returned to learn more of the temple and the restoration thereof.
Wow, the temple. What is there to learn?
Well, sort of crossing his fingers. Tell me everything. Tell us what you know of the temple. I take it the entrance is... He sort of looks around.
You can enter the temple by going up the sides of the spire. There are holes in there. We have not gone in there. It's a bad place. The visions tell that you will enter and restore the temple to Father Dagon. While Glover's drool running down his big mouth.
Zacharias nods. I see. What type of dangers are there at the temple? You say it's a bad place, but how do you know this if you've never been there?
There's nothing to find. We went only in short, but it is dry and feels a little bad.
Zacharias throws a glance at the rest of the party. I see. Is there any type of ritual we need to perform before we enter the temple itself?
She said, no ritual.
Do you know what's actually inside?
Temple to the Father.
Nods. Very well. Anything else you wish to tell us about the spire?
So, this old. I think the Father restored it. The dark evil things come from the Father. The soul seeks to know what to do.
And the vision...
Oh, call sexy corner mad. Mad. Yes, he calls. He takes up a bottle he has sort of hefted to his belt. It appears to have some smoking juice in it.
We, Sakurai motions to the rest of the party, are interested in, well, what tribute you can bring before us. We helped your tribe and secured your leadership, Sikimo. Did you have any tribute to pay us?
And sort of looks at Zacharias and looks at what do you need, Sycamore? Do you require treasures or food?
Zacharias seems to think. We saw a room over here. There was crystal in this room, right? The treasure room over here.
It looked, yeah.
Yeah, Zacharias describes this ice crystal room with like treasure in it.
Please don't go there. They're not worth anything. Useless.
What do you mean useless?
If you go there, the thing will eat you.
What thing?
The ice. It's cold. We got to take the crystals and it breaks. You fall down and it devours you.
Interesting.
There's nothing but ice there. It tries to trick you.
Ah, yes. It's an illusion, you mean?
No, it looks like pretty stones, but it is really just ice.
Zacharias looks around, shrugs. Might be something actually there. If the boggers haven't really braved the ice, there might be something there. There might actually be real treasure. Then again, he might be right.
If you need the gold, we can find some.
Excellent. We also noticed a pool of mud with a chest on the other side of it. What is that?
The chest is empty. Broken lock long ago.
Is there anything in the mud?
There's mud.
Very well.
Unpleasant, but not deadly.
Zacharias nods to himself. Very well. Yes. We, I think, he looks around, we would be very pleased with gold if you can find it. Much gold will be needed to restore the temple, no doubt.
So find the gold. So find the gold. He croaks something and some of the others look at each other and begin moving.
Also, Zacharias looks at Sekimo. We also, how are you doing for re-strengthening the tribe? In the takedown of Slay's 9 men, we did kill some of the traitors.
He says, many will come when they hear the father's temple has been restored, but for now they do not see it. They come from the swamps and the salt brackets.
How many more of you are there? How big can the tribe get?
There are many tribes. Looks around. In here we can have maybe 30, 35.
Zacharias nods to himself. Good. Also, be on the lookout as you scour the area for a certain man, a ranger. What was his name now? From the other group?
Kale?
Kale? Was that
I
his
think
name?
that's what Manikai said in the Skype chat.
And he was half-elf, was that right?
Elven.
Elven. We're looking for an elf named Kale. I don't know, did we get like a description of him?
Not really.
Not really. If you find an elven ranger in the forest, tell us.
No, it's Jesus.
Good. I think we asked him if he was here, and he said no, right? I seem to recall that.
I think so, yeah.
Might be making it up, but I seem to recall that. Alright. Zacharias turns to the party. Do we want anything else here, or do we feel like braving the upper levels?
Anything to get away from these crazy frog people.
Yeah, let's get away from it.
It
Very
do
good.
smell like sort of fish and swamp and death.
Excellent. Zacharias turns once again, last to Sakima, and says, "Excellent. We shall now enter the temple to try to restore it and do the Father's will. Do not disappoint us, Sakimo."
So he bows, and so as he does, some more slime sort of runs out of his mouth as he quickly stands up and drinks of the smoking bottle.
Very well. Let's leave.
His eyes sort of slap back into the back of his head as he begins to babble about blue slime. That's the only word you understand, at least. The rest seem to be crazy croaking.
Just gonna take a look in here for fun.
For fun and profit.
Second time, bring up.
Just want to explore the caves so we know what's actually
Shake.
here. It's like, oh yeah, the dragon trove. We forgot about that.
Oh, let's see here. Let's see here. That's the wrong one. Alright. Yeah, alright. I'll have it. I'll just reveal it to you. I'm up for thought through here. Second. I just need to reveal a little more. I assumed too far in when I did it, so. Right, yeah. You enter this cave. It is, you know, a rather large cave. And it also appears to be sort of a bit of a crossroad area, having many different other things going from it. It appears to be made of very solid rock. And there really isn't much to say.
Okay.
It's pretty much a large empty cave.
Okay. Well, take a look in the other corridors as well. Might as well just explore this before we exit.
Right. Let's see if there's anything interesting there. Another empty cave. Or anything in here? Maybe we can look down here. It's another crossroad.
Jeez, I tried to move myself, but I missed my token like 3 times.
Are you drunk?
No,
Here.
I don't know.
How many crossroads?
I should walk down here at least. I assume.
Mhm.
Where you were facing. You hear sort of a slight sizzling.
Sizzling.
Yes. And as you look around, you see that there's sort of some wet liquid running down the walls, and actually some of it seems to have pooled up. The pool has sort of a slight bit of sort of yellow whitish foam on it, and it seems to be sizzling a bit.
Hmm.
Acid! Yay!
An acid pit. Interesting.
Seems to be naturally running down. Probably refilling itself.
Hmm. I
Well,
think it'd certainly be useful.
Does
You
anyone
can
need
make an
found the
appraisal. You can make an appraisal check if you wish.
Oh, sure. Our
Should we-
own, like,
I wish knowledge alchemy applied. That'd be easier.
One-way hot bath.
I will
Let's see.
aid. I will aid cash.
From,
That
from
appraise wasn't half bad, actually.
right, you can. Most of you will sort of together talk, and you will get to the maybe it's actually quite deep. It looks like, and you could get about 100 vials of acid, perhaps. About the value of 1,000 gold pieces if you emptied it completely.
1100.
And it seemed actually to replenish itself slowly.
Hmm. We have.
So it could be, and perhaps in a week you could harvest about 250 gold pieces worth of strong acid.
Hmm.
Or we could just use the acid to melt things like locks, and we wouldn't have to bash open chests.
That's in the other campaign.
No, we'd end up melting through the chest.
But that's pretty good. I mean, we have an acid mine. Hooray!
I see one thing: perpetual money machine.
Yep. Send the boggards to work. 250 gold a week that's gangbusters.
Need more Vespine gas.
Yes.
250 gold a week.
Spawn more overlords.
Jonas, think how long it would take you to make your robe of the Archmagi of 250 gold a week.
That's great. I just need to be like at the age of 70 and oh, finally, and then I die of a heart attack. Whoa,
And you
that's
require
freaking
additional pylons.
yeah. And
Giving
more
mana.
supply depots required.
Yeah.
No more McDonald's required.
Hey.
That's what Jake hears every day in his head. I actually ate McDonald's today.
Mm.
And it was delicious.
Construct additional McDonald's.
That's what it is. You must construct additional McDonald's.
Here you see another sort of empty cave. Unused space.
Okay. More candies being heard.
So much cave.
Mm-hmm. Alright. That's fine. Let's...
What is that?
Yeah, as you walk in, it's another empty cave. No sizzling though. It does appear there's a pool of water here. It appears to be water anyway.
How deep?
Quite deep, actually.
I kind of want to see if it's water, but I don't
A
know
little sloped.
how I could.
Full rush.
Yeah, I definitely want to jump into the pit of unidentified liquid to see what it is.
pick up a stone, throw light on it, and
Jump
toss
into
it.
No.
Alright.
Can someone cast light on a rock?
Yeah.
like,
I'll cast light on a rock. Zacharias can
Let's-
use precipitation on it.
Just
Let's-
toss it in.
Yeah, what's in the pool? Kind of like walk to the edge and kind of peer after the stone.
Well, then you see that some sort of cave fish scatter quickly, and there appears nothing to be in the pool.
It's
Okay.
a very, very bright, glowing stone now.
Yeah, that thing's gonna last for hours, and the fish are gonna be like, "Whoa,
What's that? Fish is gonna be like, whoa!
worship the new Light Rock Overlord."
All hail Light Rock! Just a quick peek down here.
You say quick peek, we'll be here for hours, you know.
Kyron's just waiting outside, arms crossed, waiting for you to finish your shenanigans.
Is
Like,
it more
he has
water?
run from corridor to corridor, Scooby-Doo style.
This is another wet cavern, sort of with a pool of water. It has a faint glow. And it's actually surprisingly clear. And you see that most of this glow comes from what looks like pale blue blind cave fish.
Mm.
They have delicate thread-like spines on their forefins.
Mm.
Do dungeoneering,
I guess I could.
if you wish.
Do I have that?
Maybe some of you know of these kinds of fish.
See if I know about fish. I know about fish.
Zacharias doesn't really know about these fish.
I could aid him for 26.
Would a
Let
26
me
Do you
enough?
aid him?
Don't think it's enough. But
Do you aid?
I could aid him for 20 to get him up to 26.
Sure, let's go with that. Yeah, sort of with Assyria's help. Zacharias first thinks it's just some harmless fish, but Assyria sort of notes that perhaps he also knows something about these kinds of fish, and actually you sort of work out between you narrowly that these could be Death Angel cave tetras.
Oh my.
If that is true, then their spines have a very powerful paralytic poison that they use to stun their prey, which usually is like tiny white shrimp. Live in the cave full as well, living on algae. Perhaps if someone was skilled, you could catch a few and begin maybe even harvesting some poison.
This cave is just like a farm
fish.
of death.
Yes. We have like blue slime.
Do we
Acid.
even know what the blue slime is all about?
No, it's just blue slime, I think.
We've got blue slime. We've
Are
got
you
acid.
sure?
My guess is that Sakimo used it to make his like brewing stuff.
It appears that actually sort of looking in and looking in under here again, appears that there might be like a pool or some sort of watery tunnels under here, and that it could potentially support a breeding population of these fish. So
Oh my. There is an infinite number of them.
If we let it go long enough.
No, that's as long as we don't like take them all at once.
Yeah.
Guys, think about the environment.
No, think about profit.
you might also looking down there. These appear to be blind and not really scared by light. You could maybe take out four fish, maybe without hurting the.
How
And
much?
that's, of course, that might be, they usually sell pretty well, poison like this, if you can actually make it.
on the black market, or just like amongst the Mitra worshipping followers.
150 gold pieces per dose. You could maybe get 4 doses, about a month, perhaps, without hurting the population. Or you could just take them all and exterminate the fish. Yeah. That's what's in that cave.
So me and Zacharias have found the most deadly thing we could find.
I was here too. Well, I don't know. You discovered what they were, though. So yeah.
You look like blind cave fish.
Yeah.
Good thing you didn't eat one.
Well, not yet.
Well, that is certainly useful, I guess. Shall we be off?
I believe we have a trip. Azerith points towards the ceiling. Up.
Yes, and from what we learn of it, it seems to be quite lethal up there. So, yes, let's see what we can do.
I'm kind of glad our lady over there had the ability to stop us from falling to our dooms.
Yes,
It feels like a useful ability around now.
yes, I agree. Keep your feather full handy, Lady Cash. We will most likely need it.
I will indeed.
If I know anything about anything when it comes to old, decrepit, evil temples, it's like they are filled with traps.
I'm sure you know much about that.
I actually read several books, and Sakurai sort of starts
We
basically,
have a conversation about it.
yeah,
later.
basically have a lecture of about old dungeons and construction and evil and stuff like that.
Make an intelligence check.
Go outside and make perception checks if you look outside.
Perception.
You know sort of what to look for, but it's hard to find. Zacharias spots a little way up what seems to be sort of a hole where some vegetation doesn't really grow that much. Could be a door, perhaps.
Zacharias points it out. That seems to be a good place as any to start. The vegetation is not as thick as some of these other places.
You could get up there, sort of just tracking through tons and tons of vines and leaves and bushes and the like.
Okay. We do that.
It doesn't look like anyone's really going here. Although it does look like it's been sort of someone has walked here semi-recently. You can sort of see some branches broken and some vines cut. It's not as hard as it could be. It's like a semi-cleared path. Someone did want most of the work for you.
This might be the missing Ranger Kyle. He might have been here, actually. Just avoided the boggart and headed straight up. He is perhaps an ally. He did work for Thorn, but he is missing and hasn't reported back. He might have gone rogue, or something in the temple might have actually either killed him or corrupted him.
Do you bring Darkmark?
No.
Or he can just stand in the mall. Breathing in the acid.
He can pee on some frogs.
We push him like into the acid so he can like mutate into acid, the Darkmark.
He comes out as a minotaur.
But a Dogator.